welcome to Cooking with Big Al. I decided, because I was going to be cooking myself some dinner anyways, I might as well record it. So today I am making a vegetarian, it's going to be a Mead and soya cream pasta sauce with mushrooms. Yes, you heard me right, Mead. I don't have any other alcohol in the house, and there is no other alcohol than Mead anyways. Yeah, so I'm going to use Mead as an alcoholic base. I'm using soya cream as well because I'm allergic to life, including dairy. So, and this is going to be a vegetarian because I recently went on a bit of a vegetarian kick. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up one ordinary onion, and then I'm going to cut up a few button mushrooms, and then I'm just going to throw them on and cook them up. So I said this is going to be a very informal video, literally just me recording myself cooking my dinner. But hopefully it might inspire some of you if you want to go out and cook something a little bit different for yourself. So one thing I'm doing is just de-skinning the onion, which for me takes the longest. Yeah, I'm just going to chop it up into nice little squares. And then my pass is just going to be a gluten-free spaghetti. So I shall show you in a few minutes. So put that up there. So I'm just cutting it up into smaller chunks. You don't want too big chunks of onion floating around in your recipe. Yeah, I'm just going to wash and cut up my button mushrooms. So about half a pack there. So I've washed my mushrooms and I'm just continuing to cut them up into nice sized chunks. I've already pre-put olive oil on my pan, so I'm actually going to get that heating there now, fry this up. And I've also a kettle of water on boiling for my pasta. I'm going to do the pasta fairly, I believe the term is al dente. I'm not going to boil it for too long because I'm going to put it in with the mushrooms and the sauce again. Yeah. So everything cut up fairly rough and ready. It'll reduce down anyways when the heat, so that's what it's like. Just wait until the pan gets up to a proper heat. So, might take a minute or two. And get my pasta ready. On the pot and put the water in. Remember, always make sure there's water in your pots when you put them on the heat, because the last thing you want is a pot with no water in it, because it'll burn, and that's not a good thing. So I always like to boil my kettle beforehand. It just helps speeds up the whole process. Get all this spaghetti down into the water. It's like fighting a snake or something sometimes to try and get it. And I like to, especially with gluten-free pasta, I like to give it a good stir because tends to get very gloopy and sticky together, so it needs to, when you're starting out, it needs to get a good swish around so it doesn't stick together. Yep, our hands heated up, turn it down on that. too hot. And mushrooms and onions gone in. Fry those up a bit. Switch around. If I need any more oil, I'll just add it as I go. Still struggling with the spaghetti. Yeah, I like to get it all down in there. Frying until you do some down there. Yeah, might as well season them at this point. So it's ordinary black pepper. Got a good bit of that. Not adding any salt. There's enough salt in everything anyways. Got to use some crushed chilies. Don't go too crazy. To add a bit of heat to it, and that should be good. Yeah, that's much more fried there now. Nice and juicy, so it's got it. Not reduce them down anymore. So I'm going to add some tomato puree. As I was saying, no need to add any extra salt to this because like the puree will contain a lot of salt in it. Now, you need a spoon for this. I thought my wrist action was good enough, but obviously not. Need a bit extra. Get this baby out. There we go. There we go. And as I say, because I'm going dairy free, I'm using soya cream. Generally works very good for cooking dishes. Wouldn't be the best on your dessert because it's too liquidy, but for cooking, see, it actually quite nice. Does act very creamy and adds a good bit of protein into it. Now, need a bit more cream. Ooh, this is going to be creamy. And all the time keeping an eye on our spaghetti. That's it, it's nearly ready to come off. It's off now in a second. Just a little stir. Add a bit of mead. Stand back in case it flares. No. A bit more. There we go. Because this mead is going to add quite a good bit of sugar into this because I've made a very strong homemade mead. Strong as in sugar, not as in alcohol content. It's actually very weak. Sugar wise, yes, it is very, very strong sugary. Now, after again, it's becoming quite a nice little pink looking sauce there. Now after straining my pasta, and the last thing I'm going to put into this sauce before I throw in the spaghetti is dairy-free cheese, or dairy-free cream cheese. So that cream cheese is going to add again nice texture, nice flavour. I should just call this recipe the clogger, because I'm clog every artery you've got. It's not something you'd cook every day, but it's a nice quick handy meal. I'd say about 20 minutes at the most, especially once you have everything ready to rock and roll. There we go. Just gonna melt that cheese down into the sauce. Good swish around. Yep, you're almost ready. There we are. Melted into it now. See, I keep banging my utensil all the time. That's just to clear off anything that's stuck on it. I like to keep it clean. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there, that cheese is more or less melted into it. So I just throw in this spaghetti. Keep it on a bit of a heat. There we go. I'm just going to mix that all through. The spaghetti does be hard to stir it because it's all caught in a big ball. Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to let this on a very low heat now for a few minutes just to all meld together. So that is my mushroom and mead spaghetti pasta sauce. Now what it tastes like, ooh, that's going to be interesting. Let's see. Hurry. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. And when it's all done, we're just going to add a few parsley flakes on the top just for decoration. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that.
That was a massive pile of shit.